I don't know where to put this. I'm just going to hold it awkwardly. Hi everyone and welcome to my booktube channel. I'm Siwan and I love to read. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This book follows the story of PhD candidate Olive and her professor Adam Carlson as they engage in fake dating escapades. Olive has recently broken up with her boyfriend Jeremy, and she knows that her best friend Anne and Jeremy are meant for each other, but Anne won't break girl code and date Jeremy because he's Olive's ex. So in order to prove that she's over him, Olive tells Anne that she's on a date when she isn't. She's at the lab late one night when she's supposed to be on her date, and Anne comes down the hallway. So she grabs the nearest person and kisses him. This person happens to be Dr. Adam Carlson, who's a professor at the university, and she walks away from that mortified, but thinking that, it's a big department, he's not my supervisor, I'll never see him again. This, of course, turns out not to be true, and they enter in an agreement to fake date for both of their benefit. For her to convince Anne that she's really over Jeremy, and for him because the department has frozen his research funds, thinking that he is a flight risk and liable to flee to another university. So he wants to prove that he's putting down roots. Olive thinks, of course, that this is going to be the worst thing ever, but slowly they end up falling in love, and in conclusion, I really liked this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. The romance made me giddy, which usually only happens with sapphic romances for me, but this was just so sweet and so well written. And I loved Adam. I loved Olive. I loved them together. They had a lot of chemistry despite their initial awkwardness. I picked this book up after reading Check and Mate, which is I rated 4 stars, because I know it's one of Ali Hazelwood's most popular. And I was hesitant going into it initially because of the whole student-teacher thing, but I think it's handled really well. It never made me feel uncomfortable. Olive is 26 and the professor is 32 or 34. The age gap isn't super extreme. And it's actually addressed in the book. When they begin to fake date, Olive says, "Is this allowed?" And Adam clears it with the department head, who says that yeah, it's fine as long as Adam doesn't sit on any committee for Olive's work. So they never actually interact professionally. They never overlap. The closest they come is Olive's peers kind of giving her a tough time for Adam failing them or giving them bad grades or making them cry in office hours. But they never interact directly in a professional capacity. Sometimes moments between them felt contrived or felt weird because they were forced into it by Anne. Because there's like one instance where he's helping to move a car and keeps nudging her and going, "You should go over and give him a kiss. You should go over and give him a kiss." And as someone who hates being pressured into things, I was just like, oh my God, stop bothering her about this. If she doesn't want to go over and give him a very public kiss, she does not have to. That drives me crazy. This also occurs when she ends up rubbing sunscreen into his back because Anne basically calls him over so that she can do this. And it's really annoying, and I didn't like Anne very much. I just found her very annoying and felt like she was just kind of there to serve as the catalyst for a lot of the romantic moments. That being said, the romantic moments were cute if awkward. I mean, there's an episode in which she ends up sitting in his lap in a full auditorium because there are no seats. And that part made me cringe so hard because it was so awkward and embarrassing. But I think that was the point. So I won't pick on that too much. Another thing that bothered me a little bit was the fact that, so she kisses him at the very beginning of the book, and they build up this whole inside joke about him filing a sexual harassment lawsuit against her. And this is like a running thing between them. I just thought that was a really weird thing to joke about. I mean, I kind of understand that it's a joke based on how they first met. So it makes sense in that way. But I just thought it was weird and uncomfortable. So I could have done without the lawsuit joke. Otherwise, though, I didn't really have any issues with this book. I really enjoyed it. It's Ali Hazelwood's writing is very easy to read. The story is really easy to follow. One subplot is the difficulty of being a woman in STEM, and I think that was addressed very well. I know Ali Hazelwood herself has some sort of PhD in a science degree. So she would, of course, have that firsthand experience. And I thought that the third act breakup for them actually worked really well, and especially the way that they got back together, I thought was really sweet. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on Ali Hazelwood's The Love Hypothesis. I read this on Kindle initially and, of course, had to get a hard copy for the shelf. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you're returning, thanks for sticking with me. If you're new here, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.